Now this is a pretty big cup of coffee, right? I like even a bigger one, you know. And that's what Wilson Alvarez said one day, and I'll show you his video in a minute. But see, he was after something really big, so we took this ball jar, you know, one of those canning jars you do when you're canning fruits and vegetables, and he made a handle for it. You know, he said, God, this is a great idea. So he went on the web, you know, and he was able to get like $5,000 from people who wanted one of those things before he even made any. All he had was a prototype he was playing around with. So he got these customers to give him, you know, $5,000, and then he took that money and made them and sent it to them. What a deal that is. Yep. See, anybody can do that with your dream or your idea, whatever. You don't have to go through the system and all the steps everybody tells you about. No, you just go, hey, anybody want to buy one of these things? Yeah, I'd buy one of those things. And you get their money, then you and then you go make it. So you have their money before they even get the product. Then he had another idea for a wallet to do the same thing. One of these metal wallets, you know, that they're actually very popular now because some of the credit cards require that because, you know, there's too much information. I don't understand the technology. But he made a metal wallet, you know, for these kind of credit cards, and also made a bottle opener and a wrench and a wallet that holds money and all these kinds of neat things out of it. And he did the same thing. Put it on the web and say, hey, I'd want one of those too. They gave him like $12,000 this time, and he only needed about two. So he had all this extra money and made them and sent it out, and he's got another business going. So for no money and just customers right out there waiting for something, you know, that idea that you have that you got to share with people. So here, watch how Wilson did all this stuff. You're Wilson Alvarez, the great inventor of the multi. Oh, that's great. How do you think of that thing? Yeah.
Well, you know, I carry a wallet and a bottle opener and a Leatherman on me all the time.
I see.
And then I really got into minimal wallets recently, and I really was like, it doesn't really make sense to put steel or aluminum or titanium in your pocket, but it doesn't really do anything. So what I did was come up with the design of the plate wallet, which is becoming more and more popular for RFID blocking. You know,
RFID. Now, what's that mean?
Okay, so like new Visa cards actually have little chips in them.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay.
So they can actually take your Visa information without having to take your Visa card.
Oh.
So that's the new thing in larger cities. They can actually scan with a scanner your wallet and actually get your Visa information off of it.
I see. I'm an old fart, I guess. I did.
So it's becoming more and more popular for people to have stainless steel cards.
I see.
Steel wallets or some type of RFID blocker. So the plate wallet has become more and more popular. And minimal wallets are popular. So what I did is design. I took my wallet, my bottle opener, and my Leatherman and sort of put them together into the multi.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's great. Now you did it, and on Kickstarter, now you have still almost like 3 weeks to go, and you're 300% of your. So why were you so wrong?
You know, I made all my stuff. I made for myself first, and then if I hear a lot of people when I'm using it. With the multi, a lot of people I heard use it, every time I use it, what is that? I've never seen something like that. Where you buy one? Oh, you can't buy one. I designed it. So usually, I mean, I've invented so many other things that are just mine. So when I hear stuff like that, I was like, you know what? Since I've already had a successful Kickstarter campaign before this, I really was like, well, maybe there is a market for it. Put it on to see, and it actually seems like there is a market.
Oh, wow, it certainly does. I mean, if you're 300% of what you expected. So was that lowball figure, you know, was that with like the minimum you need to produce the stuff or what?
That was for the piece of titanium that I need.
I see.
I really want to make it out of titanium mostly, but it's such an expensive metal. In order for me to get the piece that I needed and then get that cut, that was the minimum price that I needed for that.
I see.
That's really what I wanted, just to get the titanium and have it cut. So that was the minimum price I needed, but it didn't.
Right, I mean, you look like, you know, you may get 800%, you know, before this thing is over. Well, no, it seems to me, I've just been hanging around Kickstarter the last, 6 months or something like that, and it sees to me that you know, you could have gone to a manufacturer, right, or somebody to take your invention and find somebody to, you know, to give the idea to as an inventor and maybe get something out of it. Maybe, why didn't you do that instead of this?
You know, the patenting has become particularly expensive for people. Like, I mean, the average patent comes out to about $15,000.
Wow! Yeah.
And it's really long, time consuming.
Yeah.
And also, you know, being young, when I was much younger, made mistakes, so I can't actually go into a bank and say, hey, you know what?
I see. All those ex-wives, right?
There's not a lot of sort of places for me to go if I want to. My hands are kind of tied.
Yeah.
So the spin up Kickstarter is really made for people like me who have an idea but don't have any avenue to pursue it.
Well,
so
I think it is the neatest thing because you not only got rid of having that process of find investors, find money, and then go out and maybe sell it and see if anybody buys it. You've cut out the whole system and you just go right to people want to buy that sucker, and they give you money to do it. And so you find out success. You know, the first, you know. It's just amazing to me. I mean, it's just terrific, and you just save time, money, effort, everything by doing it this way to me.
Yeah, you know, there's so many new sort of funding. There's Kickstarter, which is the largest.
Yeah.
Go, another very large. And they become so popular now because so many people have had ideas for so many years, and yet they don't have the funding to do it.
Right.
And what this does is it also shows you what kind of market.
Yes. Well, you got a market. I mean, you sold 150. You know, you have their money before they got anything.
You can't ask for that type of that type of marketing genius.
I know. Well, I'll tell you the truth. 20 years ago, that's how I used to sell books. I used to put an ad in the Wall Street Journal, see if anybody buy it before I did it, because then I didn't have to work on it for a year. And if it looked like a sale, man, then it's worth working. But to work on something, then hang it out a shingle, nobody shows up, you know.
Yes.
So
and this is working for not just inventors, but for artists, for
Yeah.
writers, for filmmakers. I mean, they put more money into films this year than you know. I think they gave more money than the Academy of Arts.
Right, National Endowment of the Arts. I follow that. There goes my work. My government's going away. It's all gone. I can come and make wallets for you.
And you know, the people, you know, especially my generation.
Yeah.
We're DIYers anyways.
Yeah.
So and if something's not designed, it doesn't mean we can't have it. That just means we
Yeah.
have to make it. And all my friends are like that. It's just there's no waiting for stuff. You just
Exactly.
design it yourself, make it yourself, repurpose it yourself.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So I think my generation is, and that's where Kickstarter comes from. My
Yeah.
generation, this idea of let's not wait. Let's sort of.
Yeah, it'll take some big company a year and a half to get that sucker out there. Yeah, and it'll be wrong. And you spend all that money, waste all that time, and nobody's going to buy the goddamn thing, you know? So here, you go, hey, you want to buy that? Yeah! And they give you money, they wait a few weeks and get the thing, and you're all done. And it's just terrific. No, I think this is the greatest thing, you know, America's got going for itself. And particularly for entrepreneurs like you know, to inventors, to get that stuff out there. Your first one, you said your first idea was taking a ball jar and making what was that? You have a copy of that?
Yeah, right here. So
I see.
This was made for my wife. My
I
wife.
see.
She makes lots of teas. And one day she was pouring. She loves ball jars, so she was pouring hot tea from what is a French press into.
I see. Right.
But burning her hands, but she wasn't burning her hands on the French press.
Right.
So what I did was I designed the French press idea around the ball jar, so you can take out.
Right. Is that titanium also or not?
This is stainless steel.
And
it had its own coaster and everything. So it was really designed for me at home.
Right.
And then one of our friends just opened up a restaurant a couple months back, and they asked if they could use this as their mugs only.
Oh, really?
So,
wow, cool.
So after, you know, everybody using them, where do you get it? Where do you get it? So I said I need to be able to make a certain run in order for it to be cheap. And it's the first time that I was like, you know what? Maybe I could use Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And that first campaign was very successful. And then I, you know, as I was doing that, I was already designing and inventing the
I see the other one. Now, now the ball jar, how much did you raise on that?
It's like $52.71, so $5,271.
Wow, that's amazing. And this one, you're up to like $8,000 or something like that.
Almost 8,000.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. See? You must have ideas like that. Test them out. It doesn't take you any money, you know. And so what if it doesn't work? Then that will make the idea better. Then you'll know you have to go back to the drawing board, just like Edison, who did like 1,000 ideas before he had one right. So that's it. Let the customers tell you what's good and bad. You know, don't let the fat cats or somebody else. I don't know what really works. Nobody knows what works, but the customers really do. So get it out there to them and let them tell you. And don't go running around and some invention company to protect your idea. No, don't do that at all. There's organizations that will do that for free. They will help you. They're nonprofits that help inventors. There's something called the business development centers where the government gives grants to people to help you learn about how to protect your idea. So don't do that. They'll do market studies for free. These invention companies will charge you tens of thousands of dollars before they get rid of you. So don't do that. Just take your idea and start doing something with it.
Ooh, 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 oh, 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 oh.